We're now on the nomination 10B9, Byzantine chant from Cyprus and Greece. The evaluation body, you may take the floor, Mrs. Beck.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next file is Byzantine chant submitted by Cyprus and Greece. Byzantine chant, a living art that has existed for more than 2,000 years, is a significant cultural tradition and comprehensive music system forming part of the common musical traditions that developed in the Byzantine Empire. Highlighting and musically enhancing the liturgical text of the Greek Orthodox Church, it is inextricably linked with spiritual life and religious worship. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that Byzantine chant contributes to community bonding and cohesiveness as it occupies a central role in the religious and social life of the community of Orthodox Christians. The inscription of the Byzantine chant would raise awareness of the importance of safeguarding the intangible cultural heritage of this multicultural region, increasing tolerance and understanding between people of different religions and cultures. The nomination process was led by key institutions representing communities of practitioners of the element with the support of relevant state institutions. The evaluation body wishes to commend the state parties for an exemplary joint nomination process demonstrating the effectiveness of communities from different countries working together to safeguard intangible cultural heritage. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe Byzantine chant on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Mrs. Beck. Can we have the draft decision on screen? Here we have it. Then we will proceed to adopt it as a whole since there are not amendments. So there is not objections. I therefore declare the adoption of decision, declare the decision 14-10B9 adopted. Congratulations, Cyprus and Greece. Cyprus, you're taking the floor, please.
Thank you. It is my privilege and honor to address the committee on behalf of the delegation of Cyprus on this happy occasion. A cultural tradition persevering for more than 2 millennia, Byzantine chant has a central role in the religious worship and the spiritual and social life of Orthodox Greeks and Orthodox Christians at large. It is inextricably linked with the most important events in a person's life, such as baptisms, weddings and funerals, as well as with the observance and celebration of religious festivals. Consciously or unconsciously, Byzantine chant accompanies a person throughout his or her life journey at times of happiness and sorrow, amiability and introspection. As a living art of unequal lyricism and as a comprehensive music system, it constitutes a poignant combination of language and verse, music and rhythm, characteristics that render it a powerful cultural expression and an essential trait of the collective identity of the Orthodox Greeks. Most importantly, it has maintained the continuity of the ancient Greek language with medieval and modern Greek and with the Greek Cypriot dialect, and has significantly influenced folk and popular Greek music. The concomitant pride, the inscription of Byzantine chant on the representative list of the ICH will bring to the individuals, associations, and communities involved will certainly solidify the element's current visibility and will constitute an incentive for younger generations to follow in the footsteps of the older generation of chanters. Moreover, the inscription will encourage communities to join forces for the further safeguarding and promotion of ICH in Cyprus at large. I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to the delegation of Greece for our excellent collaboration during the preparation of this nomination, as well as to all my colleagues in Cyprus for their invaluable contribution that enabled us to prepare a strong candidature file. I also thank the committee members for their support. Last but not least, our gratitude deservedly goes to the anonymous chanters and congregation members in Cyprus and Greece who have kept this ancestral tradition alive through the centuries. My colleague from Greece would also like to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On behalf of the communities of the bearers of Byzantine chant in Greece, I would also like to express our gratitude to both the excellent expert members of the evaluation body and to the distinguished members of the committee for this favorable evaluation and inscription of Byzantine chant on the representative list. Inscribing on the representative list an element that it is well known and well loved by the people will make ICH visible to all parish chanters, particularly those who live in small and isolated communities, and all members of small Byzantine choirs, an audience that may have never been informed about the ICH Convention. Most importantly, the valorization of this living tradition entailed by the inscription we just have will encourage people to reflect on the multifarious expressions of their heritage in terms of the ICH Convention. Byzantine chant is an ecclesiastical art that permeates all the popular music traditions in Cyprus and Greece. Folk music and singing elements such as rebetiko in Greece and chatista in Cyprus, both inscribed on the representative list, draw heavily upon this complete music system. Inscribing the source from which most of the Greek and Greek Cypriot popular music belongs is a powerful conclusion. And I would also like to finish this by saying that this is what ICH is about. It is about the future and the creativity that comes from all the elements that we inscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greece. Congratulations also to Cyprus. Colombia has asked for the floor, please.
Gracias, Presidenta. Queremos felicitar a Chipre y a Grecia por este magnífico expediente y por su gran trabajo en el ámbito de la Convención 2003. De otra parte, Presidenta, queremos dar la palabra a Turquía. Gracias, Presidenta.
Gracias, Colombia. Turkey, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We express our strong objection to this decision. This nomination file contains elements which explicitly contradict with the preamble, Article 11, Article 12 of the Convention, the operational directives, the aid memoir for nominations for the representative list, and the committee decisions 12.com11 and 13.com.10. Article 11 and Article 12 stipulate that the process of identification and submission of a nomination file can be initiated only for an element present in the respective territory of the submitting party. The operational directives which govern the conduct of the evaluation body have strict criteria in accordance with the said articles.
The aid memoir has clear reference to the principle of mutual respect in the article of 47 and 48 as well. Even our deliberations held under item 10 yesterday have underlined that the importance of avoiding reference in the title of elements to specific countries and adjectives of nationality that may provoke sentiments contrary to the Convention's principle of international cooperation. To sum up, the nomination file should be elaborated with utmost care in order to avoid misunderstandings. As such, the nominating parties should be careful about possible sensitivities and thus must refrain from offensive formulations. Breaching the above-mentioned conventional and ethical requirements, this nomination file contains hostile references to our certain locations and our history. In the inventories and the geographical location part of the nomination form, there is reference to Ecumenical Patriarch or Constantinople. The official name of this institution is Fener Greek Orthodox Patriarch, and it is located in Istanbul. Accordingly, to make a reference to an institution in Turkey is against the above-mentioned principles. Furthermore, to name it in a different way cannot be seen as a sign of goodwill. Secondly, the consent letters have hostile wording, such as dark years.
Sorry to interrupt. I will briefly. I will be only 2 seconds. Dark years of Ottoman rule and being for 400 years under the yoke of Ottoman Empire, or stations regarding certain regions and cities, like tribute to unforgotten homelands like Constantinople, Smyrna, and also hostile wordings like quoted invasion of Cyprus in 1974. This is an appropriate nomination file, which disrespects our territorial sovereignty and history. I have to cut.
Okay, I will just want the official. We are dissociating itself from this decision and request the above-mentioned points to be reflected in the summary records. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to say something, Reese? We have the video.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You have the floor. Sorry, Chris.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to deal with the concerns expressed by the Honourable Delegate of Turkey one by one. First, with some instances in the Greek inventory where inappropriate language is included. In page 1, the name of the element is mentioned among other names as chant of Constantinople. If one reads further, in page 7 of the inventory, several chanting traditions are mentioned, the first of which is the patriarchal chanting tradition. The Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople is a religious institution 2,000 years old. In the context of cultural and religious discussion, this institution is always mentioned by the name it has always been known for 2 millennia. In the context of contemporary politics in the Republic of Turkey, the legal institution residing in Istanbul has acquired the name Fener Greek Church. Please do not conflate 2 distinct notions. The first notion is the rule of law in the Republic of Turkey, which we fully respect and we comply to in our foreign affairs relationships. Of course, in official correspondence, we must and we do refer to it by the name that the legal entity has acquired under the Turkish law. However, there is a second notion, the religious and the cultural context, even the affective context, the emic description in our everyday communication, where the patriarchate is always referred to as ecumenical. It is the second context which is the only relevant for the text of the inventory, the Greek inventory. The patriarchate is mentioned not as the Fener Greek Church, which does not make any sense to anybody in Greece, but by its ancient name, either as Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople...
Excuse me, in Greece. Sorry, it's already 2 minutes.
Okay, I just want to say that we deeply respect what is the law and what the Turkish law that governs what is the Fener Greek Church and our international relationships. But this is an inventory written by Greek bearers, and in this inventory, what we can only do is say no to violations of the overarching principles of UNESCO. There is no such thing. There is always mention to the internal, the affective name we have for this, and we never say Constantinople other than in this context. We know this is Istanbul, and no more Constantinople. Thank you very much.
Let me say something. The committee has just inscribed the element, so congratulations, Greece and Cyprus. We can now see the video.